All right, y'all. So we actually checked out in the last video how Halle and DDG is working things out. And now we finna check out somebody else's opinion on the whole situation, man. So yeah, let's jump into it. And let me know what y'all think and how y'all feel in the comment section down below. Like, as you would probably assume, I'm happy to hear this. I'm very glad that they're figuring things out. I always thought the song would work. I thought the song was very well executed. I thought it was a great song. And it hit everything that it needed to hit. And I'm glad that Halle feels the same way. So yeah, that's dope, because her fan base show did make it something that it wasn't. But thankfully she's a strong woman with a strong head on her shoulders. So I love to see that from her. So let's get into it.
Oh man, so it looked like that DDG song may have worked. It may have worked, man. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So there has been an agreement that's been reached between Halle Bailey and DDG. All right. Last time I seen some news, I didn't report on it because I knew we was gonna actually have a true story about the situation. But last time when they had court, both parties asked for an extension when it came to arguing anything in the court, because they said they were working things out on their own amongst each other. So they filed for an extension, the judge granted the extension, and things were kept as the same. But within that, you had also some information about a handoff between Halle and DDG, where you can just see how much Halo loved his dad and appreciated the time spent with his dad. So those things let me know that things were leading into a great direction for the.
And what's crazy is women saw that and women like, oh, they're this any parent, they're this, they're that. It's like women just wanted to find a way to point out the fact that Halo loves his dad was an issue or problematic, or doesn't mean that his dad needs to be in his life. Like the way that a bitter woman can spin anything is scary. But that should let you know the power of a woman too. And this is why women have to understand how to wield their own power given to them from God a lot more responsibly. Women are far too powerful, but you have a lot of women willing to lower their vibration, lower who they were meant to be, not realizing that you are creating this very strong negative bullshit-filled aura around your own life being a certain type of way. And that was never how you were meant to be. So I feel like some women need to just really come into their true power, because we live in a generation where stupidity is reigning supreme. You have a bunch of men who don't know how to be men, and that's now leading women to want to be even less than dumb men, which is crazy. Like, or want to be more manly than them, which that was never the desired order either. You can't replace one another's roles. Like, no matter how many men want to attempt to become women, it is not possible. No matter how many women want to pretend that they're men, that is not possible. What is possible is people start to cleanse out their own hearts and be the best of themselves that God intended them to be. That's it. Like, people would rather play make pretend in this world than actually just face themselves. Like, you're not that scary. Nothing's that scary as long as you have Christ on your side.
Couple after so many different things. Now, before that time, DDG put out that song where he was asking for Halle to let's go ahead and get the courts out of our business, and I thought it could be really risky due to knowing that the things that's going on social media and the pressure that's being put on Halle is what she used to file against him in the first place. One of the things that she used to file against him, claiming the harassment that he has caused. I'm not saying it's true, but she claimed harassment that he caused from saying things on social media, causing his fans to harass her. So I thought that that could be dangerous with him doing that song, that could possibly lead to more claims from Halle, but it looked like that may have worked. Or DDG already knew that things were cool, all right? But TMZ put out an article. It says this right here. We're gonna read this thing. It says, DDG, Halle Bailey dropping our restraining orders and agreed on custody, all right? We're gonna tap into this article, and we're also gonna review the lyrics of this song that may have led to Halle softening her heart and reaching an agreement with DDG. Y'all know he put out this music video in this song called 17 More Years off his recent project called Moo. But first,
I mean, DDG took a step as a man, which is biblical. Like, he took his rightful step of expressing what he was feeling, acknowledging her emotions and things they had been through. He made it clear that he wasn't trying to get revenge or make this some petty thing. He wanted to be in his son's life, and they have 17 more years together, so he wants to figure this out. He doesn't completely want their love to die. He literally went into his heart, poured his heart out, and the people who actually know him, like Halle, they would know if it's genuine or not, and it turns out she feels that it is. So that's what it comes down to. I feel like a lot of people, oh, he'll do or say anything for attention or to take her out of her shine and all this other BS. luckily she knows she sees through all the bullshit that people is trying to put in our head.
First thing first, let's tap in with our sponsors for today's video. There's a reason why I'm the go-to hand my watchdog and clicking. They're great to this working because it appears the olive branch DDG extended to Halle early this month may be working because they both agreed to drop their domestic violence orders requests against one another. In a new stipulation filed by the parties and signed off by the judge, the exes worked out temporary custody issues for their 1-year-old Halo while agreeing to dismiss their respective domestic violence requests. They each reserve the right to resurrect the DV claims in the event of any future incident of abuse. But it starts to show they're trying to move past their differences. Now, I thought that when she came home from Italy that this was going to happen anyway. I believe that a part of the play was he was getting too aggressive when it came to asking about what she may have been doing with other dudes. There was still some emotions going on in that situation, you know, the Brent Fayez stuff. So you had that going on. And then also she wanted freedom when it came to taking the child to Italy. So I think that played into why she filed when she filed. And then you also had, you know, the situation where something was going on in New York. DDG was talking about, okay, I'm gonna go see my child here, and then he didn't see the child, and then you had a big media thing as well as far as fans reacting to that too. So all these things, her going on vacation, people think she was Brent, academics saying stuff, all those things created a storm as far as when she filed. I thought that once she came home,
yeah, the problem be the fans. It really do be the fans. The fans be making stuff just storm.
When they started doing mediation, we was going to get to this resolution, but it took a little more time, but here we are. It says, as for custody, they worked out a temporary arrangement that gives DDG custody on Wednesdays and certain weekends. The pair, who broke up in October 2024, even worked out a holiday schedule, with the first on the list being Halloween. So it looks like Halo may get the trick-or-treat with each parent. The new plan is a huge leap for DDG and Halle, who went from gushing about their love before their little one was born to ripping each other apart in court filings. Oh, and part of the agreement states that they can't publicly disparage each other anymore or post Halo on social media, which was another contentious point in their falling out. As we mentioned, DDG made a peace offering to the Little Mermaid star via his song 17 More Years, in which he applauded Halle's parenting and sang about no longer wishing to fight. And it appears DDG is getting exactly what he asked for, and we couldn't be happier for the pair for turning things around. Now, we don't know what's going on when it comes to the child support stuff. That may be separate. I don't think DDG probably has any issues when it comes to paying child support or whatever. I don't think he has no issues with that shit.
Yeah, I highly doubt that was ever really a concern. Obviously, you use different tactics and stuff when you're negotiating and you're trying to get through situations like this. You have to be strategic because, yeah, like if you go in with exactly what you want, they gonna slap that down and gonna try to do everything but give you what you want. But if you go in making a bunch of insane demands or a bunch of then you can get rejected enough to where you get what you really want. That's like if a woman wants to get a divorce, she'll go in. If she wants to get $1 million from a divorce, she'll go in asking for $5 million or $10 million. And then once that number goes down, it'll go down to what she actually wanted in the first place. So yes, something like that. So that's essentially how negotiations and stuff like that work in the first place.
But I know the child support had to play into the custody, but at this point in time, it looked like he gonna get weekends, some weekends, and every single Wednesday. I hope it's not going to be monitored anymore. Especially, it shouldn't be monitored because they dropped the domestic violence thing. So he should be able to really vibe and spend time with the child with all that stuff going on, with all that stuff. But yeah, man, I think that damn song worked, bro. Let me see. Let's look at these lyrics real quick. So the song was called 17 More Years, dog. Of course, I don't want to fight no more. Tired of the court dates, lawyers getting over on us, watching money go to waste. We should all get together on his birthday, light the cake. If we talk, it'll get better. Go ahead and drop the case. You to text your phone, are we speaking through the mail? You don't even know I got love for you still. Said you want me gone, is that really how you feel? Might as well get along, got 17 more years, all right? That's straight up. Now, y'all was so mad on the damn, y'all was mad at me for just saying everything I said before based on all the evidence that I've read. I knew this was coming because just seeing the case, it seemed like a stalemate as far as toxicity on both ends. It seemed like toxicity on both ends for their own respective reasons why the person acted the way that they acted. And then you have a child in the middle of it, and it sucks when the child becomes a pawn. And things are done that are an extension of the emotions that they feel about each other. But you know, as time passes and things proceed, I hope they mature and realize, all right, you don't own that person, and the person that's more important is the child.
That's what it comes down to. Like a brother with a head on his shoulders. And it's like, but to be fair, like to have grace with a lot of women, I understand the hurt that a lot of women go through, and women are fueled heavily by their emotions. So stuff like this is an emotional trigger because it's not about what's really going on with DDG. It's about some things that they have been through or some things that they know people who have gone through, and their heart is bleeding for themselves or for someone else. So they're more harsh in judgment of this type of situation. It really has nothing to do, like DDG may be a completely different type of person, but they're going to instantly automatically put this in comparison to something else where the guy who they're comparing them to might have actually just not been shit completely. And it's like, we have DDG's entire life on the internet, yo. We've seen how he's interacted with women. Yeah, there's always going to be drama that makes its way to the social media, but overall we've gotten to see him grow up. So there's a lot of stuff that never added up from the beginning, but there's also some things that is true. Like at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, you have to make sure that the priority is always on the child. Like that should have always been the case, more so than two adults bickering and people trying to take sides. And people, like me personally, I always felt like the evidence that they were saying with certain things, it didn't really add up for DDG's personality that I've seen publicly. That's just the evidence that I was on. Like people say, oh, you on DDG's side. It's like, no, I'm on the side of the evidence. That don't really make sense. Like we have never seen that ever before. So why would this suddenly just exist now? But something ego-based, absolutely, 100%. All the evidence supports something ego-based with DDG is a lot like, it's like, then this is just how I'm going to analyze stuff. I'm going to go based on facts. If we have a history that we can watch where we see DDG using his ego and in his ego and being petty based on his ego. So yeah, I'm not going to be delusional in my assessment of things. I'm going to factor in a lot. So yeah, a lot of people would just, oh, DDG only gets views when he talk about Halle. It's like, all right, bro. Like, and this is when you know the type of people that you're talking to.
But DDG said more things. All the love we had, I feel it vanishing. All that hate we get, it's hard to manage it. How we supposed to make up for these damages? We don't need no judges. We don't need to fight. I can't leave my son because he need me in his life. Why you got him thinking that you Tina and I'm Ike? I can never hate you. Me and you created life. So that Tina Ike shit, he's like, it's not like that. You got him thinking that I be beating you, but he's alleges that's not true. If anything, when he made the allegations in his temporary restraining order, which got granted, was that she was the aggressor physically. So that goes in that lyric right there. He says, I don't need revenge. I don't need control. I just need a chance to want to watch my baby grow. Looking at my phone, the photos we took, you was my best friend. How do we get here? I'm shook, all right? Then the chorus come again. But then the second verse comes back around. He says, if your goal was to hurt me, girl, you did that. We could have talked at my house. You know where I live at. If you ever needed money, you know I would give that. I can't even call your phone or see where my kid at. I'm happy for you and whoever that you with, as long as he can treat you better than I did. We ain't got no communication, that's the main thing. Every time we walk into that court, they say the same thing. These judges judging me and I gotta stay calm. Still got respect for you, you're a good mom. Don't know what to do with myself, this happened so fast. Just call my phone and we could put this in the past. Alright, so this was the direct letter to Halle Bailey. And it looked like she received it, or they was already having a conversation. He wanted to put out the song, and that was that. For him to do that, he had to consult with his lawyers. He had to. And they had already be leaning towards a good point with each other, because that was a bold move. A very, very bold move. And I for sure thought it was going to cause some issues, but it did not. It did not. And once again, they have found some resolve. They found a solution for now, temporarily. And man, I hope these young folks just figure that shit out. Just keep this thing pushing. It's sad that shit ain't work out, but it's a lot of toxicity. They did not need to be together, boy. They did not need to be together.
Yeah, that was kind of a crazy situation. Could be just young, you know. You never know what's gonna happen. So yeah, but let me know what y'all think in the comments down below, man. As always, drop that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Peace out, fam.